Chapter 23-28. The other people who were fighting with Lu Ming were even more shocked. They were almost scared to death, especially the ranked 18 true emperor expert. He could easily kill 2 rank 17 true emperors, but he could not. Lu Ming's combat strength was far above his. Run, run! The remaining people only had this thought in their minds. They turned around and ran. The one with the rank 18 true emperor's combat power was the fastest to run. You want to leave? A cold glint flashed across Lu Ming's eyes. His 6-feathered divine wings appeared. With one flap, Lu Ming caught up with the man who had the combat power of a rank 18 true emperor. Seeing that he could not escape, the rank 18 true emperor turned around and roared. He exploded with all his power and charged at Lu Ming. However, it was all in vain. Lu Ming's punch landed and directly destroyed the opponent's attack. It pierced through the opponent's body, and the terrifying force tore the opponent's body apart. Lu Ming stretched out his hand and grabbed the other party's world core. A rank 18 true emperor was also killed instantly. Many people were so shocked that they could not speak. This kind of combat strength was truly terrifying. What was the combat power of a rank 18 true emperor? That was, one had to have an ultimate law and control 9 king path laws at the same time to have the battle power of a rank 18 true emperor. Those who could reach this step were all top-tier heaven's favorites. Some people only comprehended an ultimate maxim after becoming a monarch, but they were also terrifying geniuses. Their future achievements would be limitless. It was obvious that the other party was such a character. The hearts of Lan Cheng and the others were bleeding. Today they lost Lan Yun one after another, and also that expert just now. This was an absolutely unimaginable loss. However, they could only watch helplessly as those people were killed by Lu Ming. Kill! Lu Ming let out a long howl and flapped his 6-feathered wings continuously. He was extremely fast as he charged towards the remaining people. Those people screamed and begged, but it was useless. It was too late for them to regret. They were hunted down by Lu Ming one by one. Not long after, dozens of powerhouses had all fallen, and the world core was dug out by Lu Ming. What kind of combat strength is this? An 18th level true emperor can't even fight back. This is too shocking. From now on, no one in the younger generation will be able to compete with Lu Ming. His opponents will be those of the older generation. The so-called 9 absolutes can't even withstand a single blow from him. Countless people were discussing, and their hearts were in turmoil. How did this happen? Stellar River, Yuan Xin, and the other prodigies who had grudges with Lu Ming were all dumbfounded. Their eyes were wide open in disbelief. During the Ten Lands battle, although Lu Ming was strong, there was a limit to how much stronger he was. Moreover, even if Lu Ming could not become a martial emperor, they were confident that they would surpass him and crush him in the future. However, it had only been a few years, and Lu Ming's ability had already reached a height that they could not hope to reach. The gap was too great. The current Lu Ming could kill them with one finger. They were still at the empty emperor realm, while Lu Ming could even kill a rank 18 true emperor. They were completely incomparable. He's awesome. I'll definitely follow him in the future. The unscrupulous monk kept calling out. We have to work hard too. Otherwise, Lu Ming will leave us in the dust. Indeed. Long Chun Feng Ling and the other sighed. Father, mother is right. Father is indeed unparalleled in the world. No one can compare to you. Looking at Lu Ming in the air, Lu Shenhuang clenched his fists in excitement. In Lan City, the Yin family's celestial Tharch, the Lan family's patriarch, and the others were all furious and filled with killing intent. However, they could only hold back their anger. Let's go. The Lan family's old ancestor snorted coldly and turned around to take a step forward, wanting to leave. Lan Cheng and the others were the same. Wait a moment. Lu Ming's voice was heard. The Lan family's ancestor and the rest stopped. What else do you have to say? Lan Cheng asked, suppressing his anger. Master Lan is really forgetful. I won first place, so where are the 100 chaos gems? Give them to me. Lu Ming said indifferently. You. Lan Cheng was so angry that he almost vomited blood. Lu Ming had killed so many people from the Lan family today. Now he was actually asking him for stones of chaos. This was preposterous. What's wrong? Your land family said it yourself. Don't tell me you don't want to admit it? Or perhaps, you're toying with the others like monkeys? Lu Ming said indifferently. Lan Cheng was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. Give it to him. The Lan clan's old ancestor said. In the end, Lan Cheng had no choice but to take out a storage ring and throw it to Lu Ming. Lu Ming took it and saw that there were 100 chaos gems inside. Thank you, thank you. These chaos gems can help my cultivation level improve again. Haha. Lu Ming laughed heartily. Lan Cheng's eyelids and lips trembled nonstop. Thank you, my ass. If not for the circumstances, why would I give Lu Ming 100 chaos gems? It was for Xianyuan Yi. Let's go. Lan Cheng squeezed out a word from the depths of his throat and turned to leave. The people from the Lan family, the Yin family, and those who were related to the Lan family all left and entered the large palace in the depths of the Lan family. Lu Ming did not let Earth 1, Gold 1, or other body cultivators to keep the other party. With their strength, they were enough to flatten the Lan family. However, the Lan family and the Yin family were, after all, major forces with ancient inheritances. With a few heavenly emperors, they would be of great use to the heaven realm. If Lu Ming completely razed the Lan family to the ground because of Bai Tai's matter, he was afraid that the other celestial emperors in the heaven realm would intervene and stop him. Moreover, the Lan family's old ancestor was a peerless expert. If they were to run for their lives, they had no confidence in keeping him here. If a berserk peerless expert were to take revenge, that would be too terrifying. But now, the other party was worried about Lu Ming's strength, and definitely did not dare to take revenge. At least, they would not dare to take revenge openly. Everyone in the surroundings sighed. They didn't think that today's matter would turn out like this. The Lan family and Xianyuan Yi were supposed to be the stars of the day. Xianyuan Yi had defeated Lin Xiaofeng and reached the top, becoming the #1 genius in the world. However, everything had changed drastically because of Lu Ming's appearance. In the end, the Lan family and the Yin family suffered heavy losses and left dejectedly. Lu Ming became the main character of the day. Ha ha ha, Lu Ming, long time no see. The heartless monk rushed out with a face full of smiles. Long Chun, Huang Ling, Huang Li, Ouyang Wushuang, and the others also stepped into the air and came to Lu Ming's side. Lu Ming greeted everyone one by one. Brother Long, this is for you. A jade bangle appeared in Lu Ming's hand, and he passed it to Long Chen. This was Long Chen's fiancée, and Xian Yinlin had asked Lu Ming to give it to Long Chen. When Lu Ming was in the Divine Wilderness continent, he had taken the time to meet Xian Yinlin and told her about Long Chen's current situation. She then asked Lu Ming to help Long Chen wear a bangle. Long Chen's eyes flickered. He took the bangle and cupped his fists at Lu Ming. Many thanks. You're welcome. Xian Yinlin asked me to pass you a message. She said that she'll wait for you, no matter how many years it takes. Lu Ming said. Long Chen didn't say much, but his eyes were teary. Father. At this moment a voice was heard. Lu Shenhuang walked over. Chapter 23-29. Divine Wilderness. Lu Ming looked over and asked, Where is your mother now? It's in the Taiqing heavenly region not far from here. Lu Shenhuang said. Alright, let's leave this place first. Take me to your mother. Lu Ming said. Then the group left Blue Moon City, hundreds of thousands of miles away. Lu Ming, Long Chun Earth 1, Gold 1, the Eternal Universe Heavenly Emperor, and the others bade farewell, and headed in a certain direction with Lu Shenhuang. Along the way, the father and son talked a lot. Lu Ming also found out that Xian Yinqing had come to the Taiqing heavenly region more than 10 years ago. All these years, he had been cultivating in the Taiqing heavenly region, and had even taught Lu Shenhuang how to cultivate. Lu Ming was secretly amazed. In just a dozen years, Xian Yinqing was able to bring Lu Shenhuang's cultivation to the 3-star illusionary emperor stage. His combat strength was even more shocking. Lu Shenhuang's talent was undeniably shocking, but it had a lot to do with Xian Yinqing's method of teaching. Divine Wilderness, has there been anything unusual about your mother all these years? Lu Ming asked. There are. Lu Shenhuang nodded his head and his face turned serious. In mother's body, There seem to be two people who sometimes love me dearly, and sometimes treat me coldly. But they have one thing in common, and that is that they will seriously teach me how to cultivate. Like this. Lu Ming muttered, his heart heavy. He recalled the time in the land of infinite demons. Wasn't Xian Yinqing the same? The day before they were fine. But after that he wanted to kill him. It seemed like a different person. Until now, Lu Ming still did not know what was going on. This was exactly what Lu Shenhuang had said. The two of them chatted as they traveled. This was the first time the father and son had met. At first, they were a little distant, but as they chatted, they felt that their relationship had become closer. Their speed was very fast, and after a few days, they arrived at a mountain range. On the peak of the highest mountain there was a lake. The lake was like a mirror, adorning the peak of the mountain, making this place look like a peach forest. There was a figure standing by the lake, wearing a black dress. Her long black hair reached her waist and fluttered in the wind, making her look like a goddess who had descended to the mortal world. Little Qing. Lu Ming's heart trembled, and a sense of joy welled up in his heart. That figure was definitely Xian Yinqing. Lu Ming would not mistake him for someone else. Even if it was just his back, Lu Ming would not forget it. It had been more than 10 years. It had been more than 10 years since they had parted ways in the land of myriad demons. Mother! Lu Shenhuang shouted and flew towards Xian Yinqing. Divine Wilderness, you are back. Did you gain anything from this trip? What kind of heaven's favorite did I encounter? Xian Yinqing said in a clear voice before turning around. She looked exactly the same as before. After not seeing her for more than 10 years, Xian Yinqing's face had not changed at all. Lu Ming looked at Xian Yinqing in a daze. When Xian Yinqing turned around, he saw Lu Ming. Her words came to an abrupt end, and she looked at Lu Ming in a daze. Lu Ming! Xian Yinqing muttered in disbelief. She could not believe that she would meet Lu Ming here. Furthermore, Lu Ming came with Lu Shenhuang. This was beyond her expectations. Mother, look who I've brought! Lu Shenhuang flew over. Lu Ming! Xian Yinqing murmured. Tears welled up in her eyes as she missed Lu Ming dearly. Then, she stepped into the air and flew toward Lu Ming. Lu Ming also flew over. However, when Xian Yinqing was halfway through her flight, her delicate body trembled. At that moment her gaze changed. It became as cold as a knife. When she looked at Lu Ming, she was filled with murderous intent. Lowly Ant Die. Xian Yinqing's voice was as cold as a knife. A jet-black sword light slashed at Lu Ming. Not good. Lu Ming's expression changed drastically. Xian Yinqing's move was a fatal threat to him. He felt that if he was hit by this move, he would definitely die. Retreat! Lu Ming retreated rapidly. At this moment, Lu Ming burst out with all his strength and retreated like a bolt of lightning. However, the jet-black sword light was like a bone-piercing awl, following closely behind Lu Ming at a speed faster than his. Block! A long spear was condensed in Lu Ming's hands. This long spear was formed by 9 types of laws. It was Lu Ming's most powerful abhijna, the infinite dragon spear. At the same time, Lu Ming's physical strength and world energy burst out. Whoosh! Whoosh! The long spear trembled. At this moment, Lu Ming stabbed out hundreds of times in a row. Hundreds of spear gleams stabbed at the jet-black sword gleam. This could be said to be Lu Ming's most powerful combat ability at the moment. No true emperor could block this move. Boom! 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 A few hundred spear radiances struck the black sword radiance in succession, causing continuous explosions. However, the jet-black sword gleam was extremely sharp. Lu Ming's spear gleam exploded inch by inch, and was swept away. Whoosh! Although Lu Ming resisted with all his might, and retreated rapidly at the same time, there was still a sharp gleam that swept past him. Even though Lu Ming had activated the imperishable golden body and his physical defense, he could not withstand the attack. His body was almost cut in half, and a deep wound appeared. Even his bone armor was broken. Lu Ming spat out a mouthful of blood, his eyes filled with shock. Great Emperor! He could clearly sense that Xian Yinqing's cultivation had already reached the Great Emperor realm. This speed was too fast. One must know that Lu Ming's cultivation speed was already astonishingly fast. It could be said that he was advancing at a tremendous pace. However, Xian Yangqing's speed of improvement was even faster than his. He had already entered the Great Emperor realm. Coupled with that terrifying power, Lu Ming was no match for him at all. The difference was too great. Kill! Xian Yangqing was surprised to see that his attack did not kill Lu Ming. He shouted and charged at Lu Ming again. Mother, don't! At this moment, Shenhuang Lu shouted and rushed over in a panic. Hearing Lu Shenhuang's voice, Xian Yangqing's body trembled, and she stopped her pursuit. Her eyes were filled with struggle. Mother, don't kill father. Don't! Lu Shenhuang shouted as he rushed forward and stood in front of Xian Yangqing. Lu Ming seized the opportunity to circulate the indestructible ancient scroll with all his might and focus on recovering from his injuries. His wounds were recovering at an astonishing speed. Little Qing, wake up, it's me! Lu Ming shouted. Mother, it's father! Lu Shenhuang also shouted. The struggle in Xian Yangqing's eyes grew stronger and stronger. Finally he shouted. Lu Ming, leave quickly! Leave quickly! With that, Xian Yangqing turned around and disappeared in a flash of light. Little Qing! Lu Ming shouted and chased after him at top speed. However, Xian Yangqing was too fast. He was nowhere to be seen. Damn it, what's going on? Lu Ming roared angrily. He really could not figure it out. Xian Yangqing's condition didn't seem like he had been possessed. When they first met, it was indeed Xian Yangqing. However, it was as if he had become a different person. Lu Shenhuang was also at a loss. He did not expect that the meeting between his parents would end up like this. Chapter 23:30. The father and son stood in place, looking at each other, not knowing what to do. Lu Ming! At this moment a voice was heard. Lu Ming turned around and saw a graceful figure in a long white dress. She looked almost the same as Xian Yangqing, peerless in beauty. Thank you, Ninjuan. Lu Ming was at a loss for words. He had never expected that Xian Yangjuan would be nearby. Back at Yuan Mountain, Lu Ming had gone to the ancient sacred clan to look for Xian Yangjuan. His purpose was to find out about Xian Yangqing. However, the people of the ancient sacred clan told him that Xian Yangjuan had left and no one knew where he was. It turned out that Xian Yangjuan had also come to the heavenly realm. Aunt! Lu Shenhuang let out a smile and flew over. It was obvious that Lu Shenhuang and Xian Yangjuan knew each other. Xian Yangjuan flew in the air and stopped in front of Lu Ming. He sized him up curiously. Lu Ming, I haven't seen you for many years. Your cultivation has improved a lot. Xian Yangjuan smiled. I can't compare to you, Lu Ming said. He sized up Xian Yangjuan, and the surprise in his eyes intensified. Unfathomable. In his eyes, Xian Yangjuan was unfathomable. He had no idea what Xian Yangjuan's current realm was. However, he was definitely not a true emperor, nor was he a true emperor. He was definitely above a true emperor. Great Emperor Realm. It was very likely that Xian Yangjuan's cultivation was also at the Great Emperor Realm. At the thought of this, Lu Ming was dumbfounded. What was going on? How could Xian Yangqing and Xian Yangjuan's cultivation speed be so fast? Lu Ming had to go through countless hardships to reach his current cultivation level. The other Heaven Realm Heaven's Pride experts were even weaker. For example, Xian Yuan only had the combat power of a level 15 true emperor. However, he was the strongest after Lu Ming. However, Xian Yangqing and Xian Yangjuan, who were about the same age as Lu Ming and the rest, had already broken through to the Great Emperor Realm. If this were to spread out, it would probably scare people to death. Lu Ming, don't you want to know why Xian Yangqing is like this now? Xian Yangjuan smiled. You know? Lu Ming's eyes lit up. Of course one no. Let's go to the side and talk. Little guy, don't follow me. Xian Yangjuan said to Lu Shenhuang, before he walked towards the center of the lake. Lu Ming followed behind him. The two of them came to the center of the lake and stood on the surface. Lu Ming looked at Xian Yangjuan, waiting for her answer. Do you know about your past and present life? Xian Yangjuan retorted. Past and present life? Lu Ming was stunned. Xian Yangjuan did not answer. He only smiled at Lu Ming. You mean reincarnation, past life and present life? Lu Ming asked. That's right, reincarnation, past life and present life. Xian Yangjuan nodded. How is that possible? As far as one knows, although the world has the law of reincarnation, No one can be reincarnated. Once you die, your body dies and your Tao vanishes. Everything becomes nothing. Lu Ming said. At Lu Ming's current cultivation level, he understood more. No one in the world could reincarnate. At most, one could possess a body. Even a peak heavenly emperor invincible powerhouse would not be able to reincarnate. Moreover, Lu Ming had once asked the reincarnation emperor about it, and the reincarnation emperor had given him a similar answer. They can't be reincarnated because those people are too weak. As long as their cultivation realm is high enough, anything is possible, Xian Yinjuan said with a hint of disdain. Lu Ming was tongue-tied and did not know how to answer for a moment. Too weak. A peak heavenly emperor was too weak in Xian Yanjin's words? A peak heavenly emperor was already an unrivaled powerhouse in this world. According to Lu Ming's knowledge, only the ancestral dragon was above the heavenly emperor. Could it be that there was reincarnation above the heavenly emperor? You're saying that little Qing is the reincarnation of an expert, and her memories of her past life have been awakened? With Lu Ming's intelligence, he immediately thought of many things. That's right. Xian Yanqing is indeed the reincarnation of a powerful figure. Moreover, the memories of her previous life have been awakened. That's why when you see Xian Yanqing, it's as if there are two people in her body. Originally, the awakening of the memories of my previous life should be melded with the memories of this life. In the end, with the memories of my previous life as the dominant factor, it's highly possible that I'll once again step onto the unparalleled path, and even surpass my previous life. However, Xian Yanqing didn't want to merge his previous life with his current life. Once he did, he would have to use his previous life's memories as the main focus. If that happened, he wouldn't be the Xian Yanqing he is now. That's why this is happening, Xian Yinjuan explained. So it's like this. After Xian Yanjin's explanation, Lu Ming had a sudden realization. Reincarnation actually existed in this world. Xian Yanqing had awakened the memories of his past life, but he was unwilling to merge them together. Xian Yanqing definitely couldn't let go, so he didn't want to merge with her. Therefore, it was as if there were two people in Xian Yanqing's body. One moment, he was controlled by the memories of his previous life, and the other moment, he was controlled by the memories of this life. Xian Yanqing must have been an extremely powerful expert in his past life. However, Lu Ming had taken possession of his body and his chastity. Xian Yanqing felt humiliated, so he wanted to kill Lu Ming the moment he saw him. Many thoughts flashed through Lu Ming's mind. Also, back in the demonic sea of the land of infinite demons, those black-robed men had stolen the ancient demon coffin and placed Xian Yanqing inside. It was very likely that they were trying to help Xian Yanqing regain his memories. Lu Ming had figured everything out. Who? Lu Ming took a deep breath and looked at Xian Yinjuan. You're also a reincarnation of an expert, right? Not bad. In my previous life, Xian Yanqing and I were sisters. Xian Yinjuan smiled. Lu Ming was slightly taken aback. In his previous life, Xian Yinjuan and Xian Yanqing were biological sisters. They had both reincarnated and were still sisters after reincarnation. No wonder they looked so similar. And it was obvious that Xian Yanjin's memories of his past life and present life had merged. However, in the history of the heaven realm, were there such two strong people? What level were you at in your previous life? Could it be the realm above Heavenly Emperor? Lu Ming was very puzzled. More questions emerged in his heart. Above Heavenly Emperor? Forget it. One won't talk about this anymore. You won't understand anyway. 111 teach you how to help Xian Yanqing. Xian Yinjuan said. You have a way. Lu Ming's eyes lit up. Of course. You just need to help her and let her memories of her past and present life merge together. That's all. Xian Yinjuan said. No, according to what you said, the memory of the previous life and the current life will merge, and the previous life will be the dominant one. At that time, little Qing will not be little Qing. No. Lu Ming shook his head. This was hard for him to accept. Who said that after the fusion, the previous life must be the dominant one? Xian Yinjuan pouted. Right now, Xian Yanqing has two memories. He's fighting for control. Whoever has the upper hand and has the absolute advantage in devouring the other's memory will naturally be the dominant one. For example, if Xie Nianking's memory of this life prevailed, and he devoured the memory of his previous life, it would only mean that he had an extra memory. It would have no effect on his personality. Xie Nianqing would still be Xie Nianqing. Do you understand? Xie Nianjuan explained. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.